Most people in the Western world spend hundreds of dollars every month on protein powders, multivitamins, and wellness supplements. And yet, Japan consistently ranks among the healthiest, longest living nations on Earth. Japan has the highest number of centenarians per capita in the world. Okinawa alone has been studied for decades as one of the planet's original blue zones. And the people living there aren't doing it with a pill organizer full of capsules. They're doing it with habits. Daily, simple, deeply ingrained habits that most of us have never even thought about. So today, we're breaking down 7 Japanese habits that help you stay healthy without spending a single dollar on expensive supplements. Number 1. Hara Hachibu. Eating until you're 80% full. This is probably the most well-known Japanese principle, and it's also the one most people hear about and immediately dismiss because it sounds too simple. But the science behind it is anything but simple. When you eat, your body doesn't register fullness instantly. There's roughly a 20-minute delay between your stomach being full and your brain receiving that signal. So if you eat until you feel completely full, you've already overeaten. The Okinawan practice of stopping at 80% capacity means you're consistently eating in a slight caloric deficit without ever technically dieting. Over years and decades, this habit alone drastically reduces the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. The way to practice it is to slow down, put your fork down between bites, and stop before you feel stuffed. Not when you're still hungry, when you're no longer hungry. Those are two very different feelings, and learning to tell the difference changes everything. Number 2. Walking as a non-negotiable part of daily life. Japan is a walking culture. The infrastructure of Japanese cities is built around public transit, which means millions of people walk to train stations, walk between stops, and walk to their destinations every single day without thinking of it as exercise. Studies have shown that the average Japanese person walks significantly more steps per day than the average American. And walking, consistent, daily, moderate walking, is one of the most well-researched health interventions in existence. It improves cardiovascular health, regulates blood sugar, supports mental health, reduces inflammation, and extends lifespan. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need a supplement for energy. You need to walk more than you're currently walking. If you can restructure your day so that walking is built into your routine rather than treated as optional, you've already made one of the highest impact health decisions you can make. Number 3. Eating a wide variety of foods at every meal. Japanese nutritional guidelines recommend eating 30 different foods per day. 30. When you sit down for a traditional Japanese meal, you're not looking at one big plate of one thing. You're looking at several small dishes. A little fish, some miso soup, pickled vegetables, rice, maybe some tofu, some seaweed. Each component is small, but together they deliver an enormous range of nutrients, fiber types, and beneficial compounds. This variety directly feeds the gut microbiome, which modern research has linked to immune function, mental health, metabolic health, and inflammation. The diversity of your diet determines the diversity of your gut bacteria. And diverse gut bacteria is protective against a long list of chronic diseases. You don't need a probiotic supplement. You need more variety on your plate. Number 4. Drinking green tea throughout the day. Green tea is not a supplement. It's a centuries-old cultural habit in Japan. The average Japanese person drinks multiple cups of green tea every single day, And the health implications of that are significant. Green tea is rich in catechins, particularly EGCG, which has been studied extensively for its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Regular green tea consumption is associated with reduced risk of certain cancers, improved brain function, better blood sugar regulation, and enhanced fat metabolism. It also contains L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm, focused alertness, which is why green tea gives you energy without the jitteriness and crash you get from coffee. This is a habit that costs almost nothing, takes no effort, and delivers real, documented health benefits. Replace 1 or 2 of your daily beverages with green tea, and you're already living one of the most impactful Japanese health habits. Number 5. Prioritizing sleep as a cultural value. Here's something interesting about Japan's relationship with sleep. On one hand, Japan has a significant overwork culture that has historically led to sleep deprivation. But on the other hand, Japan also has a concept called inemuri, the practice of napping in public, on trains, during breaks, wherever and whenever you can. It's not seen as laziness. It's seen as evidence that you're working hard and taking care of yourself when the opportunity arises. The underlying philosophy is that rest is not wasted time. It is productive time for the body. Sleep is when your body repairs tissue, consolidates memory, regulates hormones, and clears metabolic waste from the brain. No supplement replaces sleep. No amount of vitamins compensates for chronic sleep deprivation. The Japanese cultural permission to nap, to rest, to not treat sleep as something to be optimized away is a genuine health advantage. Number 6. Fermented foods as a daily staple. Before probiotics became a billion-dollar supplement industry, Japanese people were getting their beneficial bacteria from food. Miso, natto, tsukemono, which are traditional Japanese pickled vegetables, soy sauce in its traditionally fermented form. These are not occasional additions to the diet, they are daily staples. Fermented foods deliver live beneficial bacteria directly to the gut, along with enzymes and bioactive compounds that support digestion and immune function. Natto, in particular, is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It's a fermented soybean dish that is rich in vitamin K2, which plays a critical role in bone health and cardiovascular health, and which is notably absent from most Western diets. You don't need an expensive probiotic. You need fermented food in your daily diet. Number 7. The philosophy of Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese concept that means change for the better, or continuous improvement through small, consistent steps. In manufacturing, it transformed global industry, but as a personal health philosophy, it's equally powerful. Japanese culture doesn't tend toward extreme diets, dramatic fitness transformations, or all-or-nothing approaches to wellness. The cultural orientation is towards small, sustainable habits maintained consistently over a lifetime. And this is backed up by behavioral science. Small habit changes are dramatically more likely to stick than large ones. The people who live longest and healthiest aren't the people who did a 90-day program. They're the people who walked a little every day, ate a little less than they wanted, drank their green tea, got their sleep, and ate their vegetables for 50 years. The goal isn't to overhaul your health this week. The goal is to make slightly better choices today than you made yesterday, and then do it again tomorrow. Here's the thing that ties all 7 of these habits together. None of them cost anything. None of them require a subscription or a supplement stack or a special piece of equipment. They require attention. They require consistency. And they require a different relationship with your body. one built on daily practices rather than quick fixes. Japan isn't the healthiest nation in the world by accident. It's the product of a culture that has embedded health into ordinary life rather than treating it as something you buy. The supplements industry wants you to believe that health comes in a bottle. Japan has been quietly proving otherwise for centuries.